Based on my model, Endgame needed to maintain Infinity War performance to pass Avatar at the box office. It's now playing in fewer theaters than Infinity War did at the same time, and with this large drop this past week, and especially this weekend, it's just not going to make it. It has about a 1 in 14,605,000 chance of beating Avatar. What's up guys, Doc Ito here with an Endgame Avatar update. The doctor is in. I had a bunch of questions asking for an update after last weekend, so here it is. Remember to like and subscribe. Before we look at the numbers, whether or not Endgame passes Avatar does not take away from the fact that Endgame was a marvelous accomplishment. Of course, if we adjust for inflation, Avatar would win, but Gone with the Wind would be even higher at $3.7 billion. Let's look at the numbers, and if you want the latest info, check out a pinned comment below where I'll try to update it daily, monitoring the performance and seeing how it's tracking. Over the past week, Endgame made $17 million in the US for a 37% drop, $15 million overseas for a large 63% drop, for a total of $32 million overall. It stands at 2.714 overall, which is 74 million shy of Avatar's number. This is the magic number it needs to beat Avatar. If Endgame were to perform like Infinity War, it would have another $67 million to gain. However, over this past week, Infinity War made $39 million and Endgame made only $32 million when we compare the exact week to each other. So in this week, Endgame lost $7 million compared to Infinity War's performance, a number it needed to match based on my last update where matching that number would have tied Avatar. As you can see, while Endgame started much higher than Infinity War, over the last week, every day has been below the line it needed to match, and this last weekend has been the worst, down to 73% of the performance of Infinity War. This downward trend doesn't seem to be reversing at all. Overseas, the exact same trend is ongoing, with only about 80% of the money Infinity War made in the same week. This is partially due to the fact that it's already been pulled from Chinese theaters, while Infinity War had an extra month in China to make money. Using several different models, I now predict a 2.77 to 2.78 billion outcome for Endgame, which will be about 10 to 20 million shy of Avatar's performance. Comparing the same weekend performance shows other problems. Endgame's $7.8 million weekend was number 6 behind Godzilla, Aladdin, Rocketman, Ma, John Wick, and barely beat Detective Pikachu. For the same weekend last year, Infinity War made $10.5 million, almost $3 million more, and was in 4th place, with around just $1 million behind 3rd place. So the competition for Endgame is much larger. What also happened is Infinity War had 3,570 theaters, almost 3,600. Endgame is only in 3,100 theaters, about 86% of Infinity War's total. However, looking at the numbers like I do daily, Endgame is only making about 75% of Infinity War's amount. So even if it was in 86% of theaters, you would expect 86% here. It's performing less even on a per theater basis. And once a movie loses theaters, it does not gain them back. It's very possible Endgame's going to be in 25 to 2,400 theaters by next week. So I just don't see it turning around, especially with Dark Phoenix coming out this weekend, as well as The Secret Life of Pets 2, Men in Black International and Shaft the following week, Toy Story 4 the next week. There's just not enough theaters to go around. Now, it's very interesting to look at Avatar on the same weekend. It made $35 million and was still number 1. In 3,100 theaters. It actually won the following weekend too with 31 million, and the next weekend was second with 23 million. Now, of course, Avatar started much lower at 77 million, but it was number 1 for months, and it didn't have a weekend weaker than Endgame's performance this weekend until its 12th week. It's just remarkable. It spent 3 months making over $10 million every single weekend. We have never seen a movie do this in modern times. And I don't think any other movie is going to have this type of performance with this strong word of mouth. Now, from the beginning, I thought these difficulties for Endgame with the strong competition and people going early to see the movie to avoid spoilers, might keep it from beating Avatar. And other analyses now agree, with Scott Mendelson putting an article this morning saying Endgame is probably not going to top Avatar, thinking it'll finish around 850 million, which is right around where my models say, and a total of 2.766 billion, which is a little lower, but honestly, that might be more accurate, because every week this prediction has gone down lower and lower. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's at a 2.75 billion finally. I initially thought Disney might put a push out to try to get people to see it over the summer to beat Avatar, but realistically, as Scott points out, Avatar is also a Disney property, and as he says, it's going to be a lot easier to sell Avatar 2 in December of 2021 if it's the sequel to the biggest movie of all time. So I think Avatar is going to win. I'll keep following the numbers, but I'm probably not going to do weekly updates unless something changes or you guys really want them. I'm pretty sure it's not going to pass Avatar, but obviously we'll see, and all things are potentially possible. So y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless. Doc out.